In this video, we are going to explore resources related to the Knowledge Strand in lower elementary. As we've discussed in previous videos, there are two strands of the kindergarten through second grade CKLA curriculum, skills and knowledge. The skills strand focuses on the word recognition strands of Scarborough's reading rope. The knowledge strand in kindergarten through second grade addresses the language comprehension strands of the reading rope. As you see here, language comprehension is broken down into background knowledge, vocabulary, language structures, verbal reasoning, and literacy knowledge. The third grade curriculum is not broken down into skills and knowledge. By third grade, children have mastered the majority of the word recognition skills, so they focus primarily on language comprehension. We will discuss third grade reading in more detail in a separate video. Similar to the work we developed for the skills strand, our goal is to align the knowledge strand with Montessori philosophy and pedagogy. The goals of the CKLA knowledge strand are to build children's background knowledge, develop vocabulary, and build reading comprehension skills. In the kindergarten through second grade curriculum, children build these reading comprehension skills by listening to complex text read aloud and discussing them. In the third grade curriculum, students are reading complex texts independently and responding to them through discussion and writing. Our goals in integrating the knowledge strand into Montessori was to align the content of the reading to the Montessori science and cultural curriculum. In lower elementary, this is done through units of study in a 3-year cycle so that children have unique experiences each year while ensuring that content from each grade level is addressed. We also use the content in the knowledge lessons as a basis for writing instruction. In order to make the content in knowledge align with Montessori, we reorganize the CKLA units into units of study to fit with the first 4 great lessons. Unfortunately, CKLA does not have units that connect with the story of numbers. You can also think about these as quarters of the school year. Within each of the great lessons, there is a year A, B, and C with a focus on certain content. For example, in Year A, during the first quarter of the school year, the content focus is astronomy. During the second quarter, the focus is botany, etc. Because there is so much to cover in the CKLA knowledge curriculum, we suggest teaching these lessons to the entire class. Some Montessori classrooms already teach culture lessons whole group, whereas this might be a new practice for others. We recommend that whole group lessons be scheduled for 45 to 60 minutes outside of the Montessori work cycle. Ideally, each daily lesson should include 4 components. First, there should be a lesson that is presented. This will be a Montessori lesson or a CKLA read-aloud lesson. There should also be a discussion about the lesson content. This supports children in developing oral language and reading comprehension skills. The CKLA lessons provide suggested discussion questions. Additionally, children should be directly taught 1 or 2 key vocabulary words. These are also provided in the CKLA lessons. Finally, children should write daily. Often, teachers take one of the discussion questions from the end of the read aloud and use it as a writing prompt, and children write for 5 to 10 minutes in response to the question. This is an important practice in developing children's writing. The CKLA knowledge lessons are typically designed to be an hour long. Therefore, we suggest only teaching the read-aloud portions of the CKLA lessons. This will ensure that you have time for on-demand writing. A few important notes about the CKLA read-aloud lessons. First, the primary purpose is to practice reading comprehension skills. The science or social studies content is an indirect aim of the lesson. Also, the read-alouds do not use traditional picture books. The text for the read-alouds are found in the teacher's guides, and the pictures for the read-alouds are in flip books, which are available in hard copy and as digital projections. Let's look at the unit plan documents that will support you in blending CKLA and Montessori. In the online platform, you will see a section titled Knowledge Strand. In that section, there is a link to a document called Lower Elementary Knowledge Guide. This document is a spreadsheet with several tabs. You can navigate between the tabs by clicking on them at the bottom of the page. The first tab provides an overview of how the CKLA knowledge units can be rearranged to align with Montessori's great lessons. The second tab is labeled Writing and includes the key writing lessons from CKLA 1st through 3rd grade, organized by genre of writing and phase of the writing process. Please watch the writing video to learn more about using this tab. Each of the remaining tabs provide an outline of each unit. For each grade lesson, there is a year A, B, and C. You can use the arrows in the bottom right corner of the spreadsheet to scroll through the tabs. Or you can click on the 3 lines in the bottom left corner to see a list of tabs and select the one you want. The unit outlines provide guidance about using the CKLA read-aloud lessons in alignment with common Montessori lessons. Each unit outline is formatted the same way. It will begin with the essential questions and key understandings, which are taken from the CKLA planning documents. This will help you understand the big picture of the unit. Next, you will see suggested writing tasks. These are either taken from CKLA or written by Montessori Collective. Please watch the writing video for more details. As you scroll down, you will see a section for standards. Depending on the unit, there will be connected science or social studies standards. It is important to remember that the CKLA curriculum is not intended to fully address the science or social studies standards. These standards are provided here to support educators in connecting the literacy curriculum to science or social studies. Following, there are the reading and writing standards addressed in the unit. The writing standards are based on the suggested writing prompts listed above, so if you choose a different writing task, you may address different standards. Then, you will see a section specific to the 3rd grade curriculum. This indicates the 3rd grade texts that align to this unit content, as well as the key skills for the unit. Although 3rd grade reading is intended to be taught at a separate time, teachers may want to incorporate these key skills into their read-aloud lessons. Please be sure to watch the 3rd grade reading video for more recommendations on 3rd grade reading instruction. Finally, you will find a section titled Possible Whole Group Lessons. This section outlines both Montessori and CKLA read-alouds that are related to the unit topic, in this case, astronomy. The first column lists common Montessori lessons. The column to the right of that lists any CKLA read-alouds that are connected to that Montessori lesson. There is a lot of variation among Montessori albums, so these particular lessons may not be in your album, or you may have lessons that are not listed here. This is simply meant to help you find alignment between Montessori and the CKLA curriculum. Also, please note that the CKLA read-alouds may be taken out of order if they are taught in alignment with the Montessori lessons. The 3rd column of this section provides a list of the CKLA read-alouds in the order in which they are presented in the CKLA curriculum. The order in which the lessons are taught should be determined by the teacher or school team. Some approaches that we've observed in Montessori schools are 1. Teach all of the Montessori lessons to build background knowledge. Then teach the CKLA read-aloud lessons in the order presented in the CKLA curriculum. This approach maintains both the Montessori sequence and CKLA sequence of lessons. 2. Teach a Montessori lesson, and on the following day teach a connected CKLA read-aloud lesson. This approach maintains the Montessori sequence, but may take the CKLA lessons out of order. Or 3. Teach the CKLA read-aloud lessons in the order presented in the CKLA curriculum. On the following day, teach a connected Montessori lesson. This approach maintains the CKLA lesson sequence, but may take the Montessori lessons out of their traditional order. Please be sure to also watch the videos for writing and 3rd grade reading to understand how those fit within instruction in the Knowledge Strand. We are always happy to answer questions as they come up. Please reach out to us at info@montessori-collective.org.